lovely and darling viewers, it's Jen here at Check Her Joy. This time I'm reviewing With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. May have mispronounced that, sorry. This is a young adult contemporary novel following Emoni, who is an Afro-Latino teenager, like 18. She's in her senior year of high school, and she has a baby already. She got pregnant her freshman year of high school. And so all of her decisions about what she's going to do next after school ends all revolve around her baby and how that is going to influence both of their chances at life. Emoni really loves cooking, and she's really skilled at it. She has like a magical ability to create these fantastic meals and know what would go together, and it evokes such strong emotions and the people who eat it. Like, it's really her talent, and she's very passionate about it, and she really wants to work in a kitchen one day, but also she's dealing with reality that she has to support her baby. Right now she's living with her own grandmother, who's helping take care of both of them, and that's definitely not something that Emoni wants to have to like put her grandmother in a position to keep doing it. Like, she already raised one child, then she went through and raised Emoni. Now she's raising the great grandbaby. So Emoni wants to be able to support her own daughter, but also like give them the best chances at life. The whole having a baby thing, like, she loves her daughter Emma. She refers to her as baby girl. She just absolutely adores her. She's fiercely protective of her daughter, and she wants to spend as much time as possible with her, but also knows that, she needs to get her high school diploma. That's necessary. She would also like to have a job that she enjoys rather than just continuing working at the food court at the local mall, which is what she's doing to help pay the bills now. She's struggling to balance her time between getting schoolwork done, working, having time with her kid, also having to struggle and balance her grandmother's schedule, and also now baby girl is starting daycare, so who's picking up the kid, what happens if there's an emergency. There's tons of logistical things with having a baby. And then Emoni also has a lot of trust issues with her classmates and with men in particular in romance, because she had the kid so young. She was still in high school. She's actually still a freshman when she got pregnant. So having all that attention, having everybody in school gossip about her, having guys think that she must be a slut and must be easy, like, she definitely has her guard up and doesn't want to have a relationship now. She doesn't want to trust anybody. She has one best friend that she trusts who was there for her when it happened, but everybody else she has is like a distance from them. So I loved like the complications of having the baby, and really getting to see a teenage mother who is trying her hardest and wants to do what's best. So like, she made this one mistake of getting pregnant, of letting this guy go all the way, and now she's dealing with the very real consequences of having this child and how it's influencing her life. But she takes it so seriously, and she's so responsible, mostly because she has to, and she's in this weird state where she is like an adult now, but also she knows that she's still a kid. There's one moment in here where she makes a comment about how she's responsible for her daughter, but at the same time, like, she can't cut classes and stuff without her grandmother hearing about it, because she's still not like actually treated like an adult yet, even though she's old enough to have a kid and be a mother herself. So dealing with those kind of weird situations, which I loved. I loved Emoni's voice and getting to see her deal with that, and it feels very, very real. She also deals with her own heritage and her own family background. She is an Afro-Latina woman, so she is black, but also her dad's side of the family is Puerto Rican, like black Puerto Ricans. And she talks about this very strong community they have in Philadelphia, I think they're in. But like, they have this part of the hood that is Latinos and that are from Puerto Rico, and so she's got this community there. Like, her grandmother is from that. She actually calls her grandmother Abuela. So I loved seeing that Latina family, getting to see somebody who is from Puerto Rico. We do see her dad, It's a very complicated relationship because he left because Emoni's mother died giving birth to her. So he couldn't deal with that, and he just handed the baby off to his mother and then just walked out and just didn't come back for her. And so even though they're on like speaking terms, is not a great relationship, and that's particularly something that Emoni fixates on because she doesn't know her mother. She doesn't have a strong relationship with her father, and she's worried that she's not going to be a good mother for her own child, that she doesn't have those, she is very aware that she does not have strong parental role models other than her grandmother, and she's worried that that's going to influence her own daughter. The baby daddy, Tyrone, is actually still in the picture. They are not together anymore, and it's a weird relationship where they're like, we don't work as a couple, I don't particularly like you much anymore, but we have this daughter, we have this child, and we're going to have to be grown up about it because she thinks the world of her dad, and it's not fair to Emma, the baby, if they're fighting and bickering. And so they have this, especially going through Emoni's mind, like the tightrope they have to walk of they're both teenagers and they're both kind of irresponsible, but they've also both had to grown up. But also Emoni's had to do it more because she's the one in the baby's life every day and not just the father who's picking her up on weekends. And then there's a new kid in school, Malachi, who Emoni starts talking to. Like, she tries to be nice to him because he's the new kid, and then it becomes clear that he likes her, and dealing with the two of them where she's like, I like hanging out with you as a friend, but like I don't want to date you, you're a great guy, but like I don't want a relationship at all. And how he is so sweet and like respects her boundaries at every step of the way, but is also like, hey, I am here for you whatever you need, and it's so adorable. I love their relationship. The writing in this book has a very lyrical, very poetic feel to it, which is so much fun. It flows so well. It is such an inviting story. It is beautiful prose, and it just kind of like, I couldn't stop reading it. Like, I read it all in one day just because I couldn't put the book down. It was amazing. But the writing also still feels like this is an actual teenager, albeit one who's 18 and almost an adult. But she does still sound like a teenager. She still feels like a teenager. But also the writing is just so stunning and so absolutely gorgeous, as is the cover of this book, which is amazing. There is so much really fantastic, really amazing parts of this book that I completely, totally, highly recommend it. It is absolutely a 5-star read. It is just so awesome. It is worth all the hype it's getting. Like, it's just that well done. So the actual plot, I kind of mentioned it, but not much. A lot of the focus is on Emoni's growth and her development as a character through her senior year and just surviving. But the really interesting part of this, I think, is that but for me, the really interesting part was that she finally gets to take a cooking class, finally gets to take a culinary arts class, something that is set up like being in an actual restaurant, which is what she dreams of doing. So she's taking on this extra class, this extra elective, and trying to balance that time-wise because she's giving up her study hall. She's giving up her chance to do her homework in school to do it. But it's also something that she's very passionate about, which I just love seeing her in this class. But it's also a struggle to show up and do the work and have to get all the work done for all the other classes too because of the baby. And also part of this class is a trip to Spain at the end of the year, during spring break kind of thing. And Emoni's struggling with the fact that she would love the opportunity to go to Spain, be in a different country, see the world, and get to work with chefs in Spain. But it's expensive, and she's got to come up with a way to raise the money to do that, and trying to come up with fundraising schemes while doing everything else is also really hard. I enjoyed her logical, thinking this through, how she's very pragmatic about it, what she can and can't do. She's very realist, but also she definitely has very passionate dreams about what she wants to do, and she knows what she's really good at, which is cooking. And oh my god, the food sounds so amazing in here. It made me so hungry. It does kind of have recipes that don't have exact measurements in here. Like, she uses measurements of time, like the length of a song or the length of a specific album, which is also an interesting touch to it. There's one of her recipes. Highly recommend With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. Let me know in the comments below if you have read this. Also, let me know if you've read her first book, Poet X. because I am not a poetry person, and so I want to know if it's worth checking out if you are not a poet. Like, I know poetry is supposed to take such a huge part of Poet X. I want to know if that would be like accessible to somebody who doesn't do poetry. So totally a 5-star read. I am absolutely in love with this book. Yeah. So peace out. I love you guys, and keep reading. Bye.